Early this morning, a plane crashed at the Porter County Regional Airport. We have a reporter live on the scene with details about the crash.
Polar Plunge is just a few days away. Find out how you can participate in the event.
We will have some warm temperatures that will linger throughout the rest of the week. There is also a chance of rain tonight into tomorrow with a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday, and those cold temperatures will return. Want to know how cold it will get? Stay tuned to find out.
We'll have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us on The Shield. I'm Marguerite Incardoni.
And I'm Caitlin Williams.
At 9:51 this morning, officers with the Porter County Sheriff's Office, along with Washington Township Fire Department and Porter's EMS, responded to a single-engine plane crash at the Porter County Regional Airport. We go live now to VUTV reporter Eric Renzansky, who is out at the Porter County Regional Airport for more details on the crash. Eric?
And that's right, guys. So this morning here, a little bit windy near the Porter County Municipal Airport. That's where we're at right now, and the plane behind me, a beautiful red Stinger Voyager, was coming in for landing when it likely caught a gust of wind. What it resulted was the plane coming in, hopping a couple times, veering off into the grass next to the runway, and once it came to a near complete stop, then the plane began to nose over. That's why we see much of this damage here on the front propeller, the front grille. Grass and mud is in there, just a couple of dents. The rest of the plane, though, pretty much remains untouched. The pilot of this aircraft was not injured in any way, shape, or form. Now, likely the cause of this accident is due to the wind gusting this morning. The National Weather Service in Chicago reporting on their website here at the Porter County Municipal Airport. Winds sustained around 22 miles per hour, gusting to around 27 miles per hour. The cause, though, however, is still unknown. The FAA will be investigating as the next couple of days go on. I'm Eric Rozansky reporting live for VUTV. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Eric.
Valparaiso University is set to host the 2017 Polar Plunge event this Saturday. I had the chance to sit down with Assistant Police Chief Chuck Garber to discover more about this event.
Polar Plunge is a major fundraising event Valparaiso University puts on to raise money for the Special Olympics. We caught up with Assistant Police Chief Chuck Garber for more information on what Polar Plunge is, how it got started, and what is special about this year.
Polar Plunge for Special Olympics is a fundraiser to help their organization gain money to work with folks with disabilities. Polar Plunge at Valparaiso got started about 7 years ago. I had a colleague from Purdue University call me, and he was explaining to me how he was involved in it, and it was perfect timing for us. The chief and I were looking at something that our police department could team up with our students, some type of fundraiser, and do good for all over, and it was a perfect fit for us here at VU. This year, there's a couple things. One, we have 2 students that are co-directors with me, and took off some of the load, and we formed this team to try getting more students involved on campus. I'm really excited, and we'll let them talk about some of the stuff they've done, but I was able to get the football team, put a challenge at them, and I expect we're going to have a lot of football players plunging this year.
We also talked to Holly Taylor, one of the student directors for Polar Plunge, to find out how and why she got involved with Polar Plunge.
I started participating last year after just hearing about it on the media and just wanting to learn more about what the Polar Plunge was. I got into being a student director from our second student director, Tara Beery. She is one of my really good friends, and she was asking for help, and I stepped up and was like, hey, this is important to you, and I will help you with this. My reason is my high school back home has always been really involved with the Special Olympics and everyone with special needs. I was surrounded by it, and I just want to kind of give back to all those people and help them achieve what they can.
For VUTV, I'm Caitlin Williams.
Valparaiso University's Winterfest 2017 is a week of fun activities that kicks off tomorrow. Starting with a men's basketball game at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, this week's long event will feature ice skating and ice sculpting, weather permitting, as well as another Valpo After Dark event on Friday night. Winterfest will conclude with the Polar Plunge on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. For more information, you can look at the University Programming Council's Facebook page.
Last week, Valparaiso University hosted its 4th annual Shakespeare Week sponsored by Christ College, along with the English and Theater departments. This week was exceptionally special because 5 actors from the group, actors from the London stage, both taught and performed during the week. VUTV caught up with one of the actors to get her take on Shakespeare Week at Valpo.
I've been acting for about 13 years, so I came to acting late. I was a teacher before, but we have various levels of experience in our cast. So we have Roger, who's been acting for centuries. He won't thank me for saying that. And Jazz, who it's her first job. So we have a whole gamut of experience. So I've got a dual role. So I'm an actor, so from actors from the London stage. But our second role is teaching. So we are teaching Shakespeare and acting classes to various students throughout the week as well. So this is my first job with actors from the London stage. There are 3 of us who are new, and 2 members of the cast have done it before. That's Jack Whittam and Roger May. So they have done tours before, but it's for 3 of us, this is our first visit to Valpo.
In this week's Around Valpo segment, we feature Steep's Clothing, a local knitting shop with close ties to Valparaiso University.
I always wanted to do a knitting related business. So, and I'm trying to think, it kind of goes way back. And when I was a student at Valparaiso University, I would walk by a yarn shop that was on the edge of the campus and just kind of think about that, but I never actually did anything there until after I graduated. And I quickly realized I had a knack for helping people. So it was the teaching thing that was my real driving force. So, and also the fact that it was hard to get decent yarn locally.
Stress relief and sanity. I work full-time in a pharmacy, so my life is 40 hours a week of pure stress. And then this is not stressful, it's soft.
The young girls are fearless.
Oh.
I mean, you could give them the hardest the brioche, and we go, and they're like, oh, pick this up and
We just do a lot of helping too. And so, you know, if you buy yarn from here and even if you don't, we're willing to help out. And sometimes people think they've got a big knitting problem and they'll be searching online for the answer, but they don't really know how to ask what their question is because they don't even know that. So often we can give that couple minutes of help that gets people up and running on that project again, or sometimes more extensive help. So we love doing that. We love helping.
I try to come every Thursday. I like to come on Saturday when there's open knit and there's early birds, and then I take classes frequently. It's the best place in town.
Feel free to come on down and join us, especially Thursday nights, a very lively and fun time.
The weather these past few days has been phenomenal, but will it continue? Storm Shield meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen has a quick look at our forecast for this week. Joy?
Thank you, Marguerite. Currently, we are seeing 63 degrees in Valparaiso, 66 in Chicago, and 64 in Kankakee. So we are seeing these milder temperatures throughout our area. Some places are even seeing the low 70s, such as Peoria. Now, these temperatures will last throughout the rest of the week, with possibly seeing a cold burst. Now, looking at our almanac today, we did reach a high of 67, which is way above average for this time of year, where usually we see mid to upper 30s. But it does appear that we did beat a record for high temperatures of 63 degrees last year, so we will have to stay tuned to see if it verifies. When are we going to get our rain tonight into tomorrow? Stay tuned to find out.
Thanks, Joy.
Up next, the death of half-brother PF, North Korea's leader, is becoming more mysterious as time goes on.
Plus, two teenage girls are dead in Delphi, Indiana. Find out who the suspect in the murder investigation is next.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Senator John McCain blasted President Donald Trump's repeated attacks on the media. It isn't the first time McCain has disagreed with Mr. Trump. He has been a critic of the president's foreign policy and national security ideas since before Trump was inaugurated. But McCain's words in protecting the press were particularly strong. The former presidential candidate told NBC's Chuck Todd on Meet the Press that politicians don't have to like the free press, but it is vital to democracy.
We need you. We need a free press. We must have it. It's vital. If you want to preserve, I'm very serious now, if you want to preserve democracy as we know it, you have to have a free and many times adversarial press. And without it, I'm afraid that we would lose so much of our individual liberties over time. That's how dictators get started. They get started by suppressing a free press. In other words, in consolidation of power, when you look at history, the first thing that dictators do is shut down the press. And I'm not saying that that President Trump is trying to be a dictator. I'm just saying we need to learn the lessons of history.
A small plane crashed into a street in Bayonne Sunday morning, steps away from residential homes. The Piper PA-28 craft came down around 10 a.m. The pilot was trapped inside the plane after the crash, but was extricated by emergency crews and taken to the hospital. There is no word on the pilot's current condition, but fire officials say he was speaking and alert. The pilot was the only person aboard the plane. No other injuries have been reported. The plane took down live power lines as it crashed, and crews were shutting down power to the area. At least 2 cars that were parked at the scene of the crash sustained damage. Investigators do not know the cause of the crash, and it's unclear where the craft was heading. Officials with the FAA and the NTSB will investigate.
The death of the half-brother of North Korea's leader is getting more mysterious. Police in Malaysia are looking for 4 more North Korean suspects. Officials say they fled Malaysia the same day that Kim Jong-nam was killed at Kuala Lumpur Airport. Simon Motion has more.
The net is being cast wider and farther afield across Asia in this intriguing death investigation, which today police now confirmed is a murder investigation, to meet in a packed press conference. Now, they also revealed 7 new faces as part of their investigation. They want people to call in and help identify or bring information about these people forwards. Now, 4 of them being described as suspects, all male, and described as identified as North Korean citizens holding civilian passports. Crucially, police say they all left the country on the same day as the attack on Kim Jong-nam. Now, 3 other people identified as persons they need to assist them in their investigation into the murder of Kim Jong-nam. One of them identified by police, 2 are yet to be identified, and in the screenshots they showed us at the press conference, it looks like they found these through CCTV from the airport. Now, police also said that the post-mortem examination is continuing. They can't release the results yet for a number of reasons. They are still waiting the toxicology and pathology reports, but also, crucially, because of standard operating procedure here in Malaysia, they will not release the body until formal identification by a family member or a DNA test. Simon Mawson, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Police now have a suspect in the murder of 2 teenage girls in Delphi, Indiana. They say this man was seen in the wooded area where the girls' bodies were found on Tuesday. His picture was released earlier, but he was not considered a suspect until now. State police said Sunday that preliminary evidence suggested he was involved in the murder. 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams were hiking in the area at the time. Investigators have not released any more information about the suspect.
Up next, Storm Shield meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen will have your full forecast.
Plus, David Horak will have a recap of this past week's Crusader sports later on. Stick with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If dying young won't change your mind, baby, right.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Nationally, we do see a lot of systems impacting our country. Towards the south around Texas and Louisiana, we are tracking the system that is moving northward from the Gulf. There also is another system that's really impacting California right now with a lot of torrential downpours and flooding. But locally, we do have this system around Minnesota and Wisconsin that will impact us tonight into tomorrow. So looking at our future temperatures, tomorrow morning we will see 55 in Valparaiso, 54 in Gary, and 56 in Joliet. So we will see these milder temperatures that will increase slightly throughout the day tomorrow, and in the evening we will see 59 in Valparaiso, 55 in Gary. So again, these milder temperatures will continue. Wednesday we do see a chance of possibility a high of 70 degrees, but in the morning we'll be a little bit cooler with 48 in Valparaiso, 47 in Gary, and even 46 in Kankakee. But like I said, those temperatures will increase. with a low Wednesday evening at 57 in Valparaiso and 57 in Gary. So tracking this system that will be impacting us, we will see some showers around 7 a.m. that could impact the morning commute. So if you're heading to school or heading to work, make sure to be prepared for slick road conditions. But those showers will move out of our way around 10 a.m. and they will clear out, leaving some clouds that will linger on through tomorrow evening. Those clouds will clear out just a little bit as we move on towards Wednesday, but they will come back again in our area with a possibility of some clearing Wednesday afternoon. So for tonight, we'll have a low of 52 degrees with a chance of showers, and that chance of showers will increase throughout tomorrow with showers ending early, with the sun heading back out throughout the afternoon tomorrow with the high of 64 degrees. So heading into our 7-day forecast, we do have a high of 7 degrees on Wednesday, and those milder temperatures will continue throughout the rest of the week. There is a chance for showers and thunderstorms on Friday, but the temperatures will decrease slightly on Saturday. Look at that, a high of 37. So remember to bring out those jackets, and then temperatures will increase slightly for the rest of the week.
This weather is just absolutely wacky. It's February and we're wearing sandals.
I know, it's crazy.
Okay, thanks, Joy. Up next, David will have a full breakdown of this week's Past Crusader sports up next.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If dying young won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Welcome back, everyone. We begin today with the continuing developments of Jabril Adekoya and the Valpo men's basketball team. Hours before Friday night's Valpo-Oakland showdown, Valparaiso University released a detailed statement about the ongoing joint investigation conducted by the VU Athletics Department and the NCAA. Valpo pulled Adekoya from competition per requirements as an NCAA member institution while proposing a half-season suspension that would have expired in time for February 9th's home game against Cleveland State. But the NCAA elected to keep Adekoya ineligible for both regular and preseason play. All appeals made by the university were denied, officially marking the end of Jabril Adekoya's playing career. Valparaiso University explained that earlier statements were made in a manner to protect the integrity of the joint investigation while respecting Jabril's right to privacy. The university went on to say that, quote, Jabril Adekoya has been an integral member of the Valpo basketball team and he has helped lead the team to success. While we are still disheartened at the outcome of this NCAA decision, it does not change Jabril's legacy as a champion Valparaiso University basketball player or student, end quote. No further information has been released as to what exactly happened, if anyone else is involved, and if there are any other possible sanctions along the way. But the rest of the team voiced their opinion through their apparel, apparently, as they wore t-shirts bearing the phrase Free Boogie 23 before their showdown against Oakland, Boogie being the nickname for Adekoya. Nonetheless, the game was all Grizz. 82-71 was your final. Valpo was able to come back from a 7-point halftime deficit, but couldn't handle Martez Walker and his 23-point performance. However, their trip in the Great Lakes State ended on a high note, singing Sweet Victory over Detroit Mercy 83-63. Alec Peters climbed to third on the all-time Horizon League scoring chart, surpassing 2,321 career points, tallied by Butler's Chad Tucker from 1988. Senior night is tomorrow night against Milwaukee. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock, but definitely get there early to honor all seniors, including Nick Davidson, Shane Hammock, Alec Peters, and yes, Jabril Adekoya as well. Now, almost every day in sports comes a gem on the web, whether it be a buzzer beater, a lucky shot, or just something out of the extraordinary. And from that Detroit game came one of the weirdest called-off shots at least I have ever seen, and you have got to see this too. If we roll the tape, if we can, at the halftime buzzer, Micah Bradford puts up a half-court shot off the shot clock, off the front of the rim, and then goes in. However, he did release it late, and of course, the shot did not fly because, of course, the shot clock counts out of bounds. And so, unfortunately, it didn't call for us, but regardless of the case, it was a pretty good sight to see. And so, that being said, highlights we will have available on YouTube. In the meantime, we will, again, Valpo softball, they also are 4-0 to start for the first time since 2002. Valpo baseball, they only won 1 of 3 games against Western Kentucky to start off their season. Valpo women's basketball, they beat Detroit Mercy in a heated nail-biter by 2 points. Again, we'll have highlights available for you on YouTube and on Valpo VUTV's Facebook and Twitter social media sites.
Thanks, David. We'll be right back with the final look at your weather forecast.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If dying young won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
We will see those warmer temperatures last throughout the week with a high of 70 degrees on Wednesday. We do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday, but we do have temperatures decreasing with a high of 37 degrees on Saturday. So it looks like the temperatures will not last very long.
Thanks, Joy. For David, Joy, Caitlin, Eric, and myself, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week for The Shield.
All right, Jace, I want you to leave camera 3 where it is. You don't have to put it back.